Hi there, everybody. This is Mark Bromley, your favorite artist and author of the Yoranthium book series. And today I have for you the left side of Nude. This is a nude model that I drew back in 1992. It was a life drawing course over at Quigley Hall over at Western University in Gunnison, Colorado. And this is just one of the nude models that they had that day. As you can see, my hand-eye coordination and drawing uh, figures in the human body is actually quite fantastic. We have a decent hand being drawn there. We have decent feet being drawn. Feet tend to be a struggle too for a lot of artists as well, because the position can shift. It changes quite a bit. There's a lot of mechanics to the human foot. And all I can say is that if you're going to draw the hand, you have to understand the bone structure and the musculature of how the tendons connect to the bone structure to actually make the flexible joints, and trying to imagine those sizes of a hand and what they could look like. You must take a take a little bit of study of several different hands, because there's different hand types, different widths, different palms. Um, Getting a little bit of information about palm reading actually helps you identify the lines that you see on the palms of people's hands. If you know a little bit of palm reading, that goes a long way in helping to understand the dynamics of how to actually draw hands and what makes for a better looking hand versus one of those crazy looking hands that look a little off. You've seen the video games where they have hands and they look really, really incredibly bizarre or ugly. Because yeah, that's they just turned it into really ugly type stuff. It's like, what? Did you put that person's hand into a mallet and start chopping it up before you actually put it around that gun or sword that they're holding? Because it looks like kind of like hamburger meat just got wrapped around a sword or gun in a video game or something like that. That's how bad some of the hands get. And learning those mechanics is pretty simple. I mean, with feet, you can imagine that too, because you have to also work with dimensional perspective as far as like rectangle shapes, what they look like in the distance, how cylindrical shapes work, spheres work, how all these objects go together, and how you start putting them together into one big figure. And when you start really actually seeing how you draw the human body, you start actually seeing the geometry. You start seeing triangles, there's trigonometry, you start using some calculus, some geometry, and then you start putting it all together, and then you start varying the lengths. You start to see the values, variable values, and your hand-eye coordination increases once you start seeing how all those variables are kind of on a sliding scale, and you're able to adjust that according to how long this line is, how long that line is. Now, in my artwork, you might actually see uh, a break in the line. None of my lines are exactly totally solid. I mean, the illusion that some of them are actually solid and straight, well, that's just an illusion. Most of them are actually just kind of sketched. They're kind of small little lines because I'm doing a geometrical calculation every single time I'm drawing a tiny little line. There's a little bit of a geometry going into it. Is it curved? Is it straight? Is it actually a triangle? Is it an oval? Is it a circle? And how much of that circle and oval is actually being used before it encounters another shape that's actually pushing back against it, or it's pushing into. And that's why my my pencil stroke tends to break up on the line, is because it's kind of scanning. I'm doing a scan. It's kind of like my eyes have turned into like a scanner, kind of like when you put something in a piece of paper inside a scanner, and you scan that to get it onto your computer. My eyes are doing the same thing. It's just kind of scanning the lines, and it's just saying, okay, okay, about that much, about that much, that much, and it gets a little bit, I'd say, kind of like a computer. So yeah, the human brain is kind of like a computer. It's actually an incredibly fast computer. You wouldn't believe how fast it is. Its computational power, more powerful than any computer that we even currently have in this world. I mean, our computers are getting better. We do have robots that can stay balanced and actually walk like a human being. So we are getting better in our computer technology, but it's not all there yet because they still can't do what we can do. You know, like pat your belly, rub your head. Well, is that okay? Pat your head, rub your tummy, and then talk and sing and drink some water at the same time. Well, okay, now you need 3 arms for that. But while you're walking, running, jogging, jumping, running around, doing more stuff, and yeah, your your body's actually doing a lot of calculations because it's controlling your heart, it's controlling your lungs, it's controlling your bowels, your stomach. Every single muscle is actually being controlled through your brain. So there's a lot of things that your brain is actually doing that you're not even aware of, but it's actually regulating a lot of things going on in your body instantly, uh, at the same time that you're doing several different other things. You know, like patting your head and rubbing your tummy. Yeah, there you go. And so yeah, most computers can't even do part of that. They can only do a few of those functions, not all of them. So they got a long way to go. But as far as actual art here and stuff like that, yeah, the nude models did show up. They did show up quite frequently. And I don't know if they're entirely happy with this kind of role, but in the 1990s, in the art world, in our world, adults aspired to be models for artists. They still do, and I think every single time I run into certain people and individuals, they are more interested in me doing their artwork for them. They've always been interested in me doing artwork for them because I'm an artist. The moment that somebody finds out that you're an artist, they want you to do a picture and stuff like that. They're always wanting you to do a picture. They don't really realize what the time constraints might be, how I feel about it, or what my if I'm ready to actually do the drawing or not, because a lot of drawings take some time. I mean, even some of the 30-minute shows where you see somebody trying to create an artwork in 30 minutes, they practice that piece multiple times, so then they can simplify it just for the show. So they may have actually spent a day, they may have actually spent a day or two before they actually got to the point of drawing the image or doing that painting that you see. They may have actually spent a whole day because they only did a 30-minute show once a week. And then when they did it daily, they were actually substituting shows they already made. Well, anyways, it's the same thing here. Art takes time to be inspired to actually want to draw something. Sometimes, if you're tired, you're not going to be as good as if you're actually not so tired. And we did these drawings late at night, so we actually had full days of classes. And for some reason, the art classes are really, really long. And these model poses, they'll only stand there maybe between 15 minutes to 45 minutes, depending if they're comfortable with the pose. And they have to be comfortable with the pose, so you're not going to get anything dynamic out of life drawing classes because holding a dynamic pose is difficult. So you won't be doing that. But fortunately, these days they've improved the digital cameras, so now what I used to do here is not recorded. This is actually you're sitting there with a drawing pad in front of a nude model, drawing by hand. This is actual skill. A lot of artists think that copying an image that they've seen through photographs and stuff like that, that's skill. That's not skill. That's no skill at all. This is actually skill where you have to do hand-eye coordination to actually draw a nude figure, and this is what I did right here. And anyways, that's one of the nude models that I would like to share for this week, and it's the left-sided nude. Well, you all have a great day. Get my book Yoranthium, and if you want to commission work, talk to me. I have an email where you can contact me. It's down there below. You can also go to my website and get my book. That's currently on ebook right now, and the actual hardcover book will come out a little bit later. Well, thank you, and you have a great day.